Hey, what's up? Welcome to the G Hour Rap and More, broadcasting live from Playas de Tijuana. I'm TC the G, and I'm here with my co-host, EastLos Giant. What's up, EastLos?
What up? You know what it is, my raza. We out here in Playas de Tijuana. EastLos representing. It's been a while, but we waited. Now we're here, you know. They can't fade it. I'm out here with TC in the fucking beach, looking nice. The weather's really good. Sun's out here beaming, you know. There's a lot of people, a lot of raza out here having their good time. And we just finished celebrating Mother's Day. I know in America today's the day, but we have it the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Gracias a Dios that we're here. ¿Verdad, TC?
That's right, EastLos, that's right. So it's been a while. I have been doing the TC the G radio, but they haven't heard from you for a very long time, you know? So I'm glad that we're back here doing this episode today. It was like an emergency episode because we saw something online, right? With Tony A and Norbeez that, you know, it's like something that we thought it would be good or nice to speak on. But I mean, is there anything else you want to say, you know, before we get started? Maybe I'm just jumping in too fast. I mean, you know, what's been up with you?
You know, we're still doing music. I'm still writing, just working on my craft, really, and having the time of my life with my baby girl that she just was born, you know, and being with my fam. That's what it is right now. But now that we're here, we should talk about the topic because the topic is very interesting. For me, I feel like the topic's like very controversial since they're bringing up racist stuff that he's saying or remarks. To tell you the truth, it's just like I feel like we need to talk about him. I mean, I have never seen him do anything like that, and maybe I don't know him personally, but even his posts. So either way, Raza still has to protect Raza or support Raza. If he was never doing it, why put him on like that and then take him off? I mean, he is part of the whole thing, his show with him, with Tony. So it's not like if he just appeared and then come. Nah, he started with him and it was doing good. He's still doing good. Maybe things have turned differently because of the word, you know. He was saying monkeys, but truly, like, the word monkey is it for us en español son changos, no dicen eso.
Right.
Pero la verdad, if you really think about it, he was saying it como chalecos, como ahí va ese güey behind you, como puppet, like a puppet. He should have I think the name or the word should have been changed and things would have been differently. Que ellos son changos, it's a different story how they taking it, but what he meant, I think he meant is como ahí va un puppet right behind him, following him, or like what does a monkey do? They follow what they do, you know, what they see, a chipmunk, like that.
Yeah. So let's take it. That's right, EastLos. So let's go ahead and give the audience or our listeners, let's give them like a little breakdown, right? Let's bring it back to the whole thing, who Norbeez is and who Tony A is. So Tony A is one of the Mexicans that kind of like started with the whole hip hop or like the gangster rap kind of movement, right? With High C. And Norbeez was was, I guess at this point, one of his IT like people. He would help with, you know, the whole IT part of podcasting, because Tony A now does podcasting and Norbeez was whatever, one of the IT guys. So as far as I've noticed, Norbeez has been very supportive of Tony, and this time around Norbeez decided to go online and do like a reaction video on some white guy, Adam, with some fool, El American Chicloso, that's what they call him at the Rhodium Radio podcast. And so Norbeez ended up saying something about Gil. If you've been online, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know, right? So the point here is that we don't really agree, right? That Tony ended up letting Norbeez go because he said monkeys. He referred to these people as monkeys But like Islo said, if you know what he really means, it's like it was taken out of context, right? He didn't mean like monkeys as in black people monkeys, right? He meant like monkeys as the people that do whatever you say, like you're freaking fucking chalanes, you know? That's what he was really meaning. And I think we all understand that. But I guess Tony was getting calls. And Marvelous Minds or Marvelous from Marvelous Minds was getting calls, and I guess it was just too much for them, so they ended up firing Norbeez. And again, even though Norbeez has been so loyal to Tony, even when he was being accused of being a pedophile, the whole thing with Gil, everything, I think Norbeez has been having his back with Tony's back, like unconditionally, which is crazy to me. What's crazy to me is that Tony would actually just cut him off just like that, just because of this one mistake. I guess you can call it a mistake that Norbeez did. And I really admire Tony, and I actually was double thinking even doing this podcast, just because I don't want to like seem like I'm attacking Tony, because that's not what I'm doing. I just think it was not the right move, right? It wasn't the right move. As looking outside in, you would think a friendship means more than that, right? I know work is work, business is business, but at the end of the day, Norbeez has been like a friend kind of thing, right? Like a friend. So
show him. I guess what he deserves is at least the support. Seeing it in his angle, it was not a racist remark. I don't think so. Maybe other people might have took it that way, but I'll tell you right now. But if you really look close to the situation, let's look at Norby, right? And me and Norby are the same skin tone, like very dark. So it's like that skit that I told TC. It was just like the skit of the Dave Chappelle when he plays the blind black racist Nazi, which, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day he's black, and he was saying it doesn't make no sense for him to be racist like that, and he never showed any racism before. But truly, like, that's just like a no-go, you know. What I think would have changed things is if he would have just been jumped on the topic again and explained himself and told the public, you know, my apologies if you guys took it like an offensive to this certain race, which is not. I'm just saying, you know, those fools are just following suit. And I guess just by him saying that and how he feels, it's just like he's getting bashed and shit. So really think about it. It's just people. I don't know. Maybe who's calling. I don't think it's the Raza's calling. Maybe it's the other people that are calling. And that's how it is, you know. I mean, I don't like shit going down like that either. I went through school like that since I was in elementary. Teachers were very racist towards me just because of my tone of my skin, and it was just like ongoing, like back and forth. Like I seen it from principals, teachers, fucking school people that drive to the bus and shit. I was just like, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because it was so easy to do that back then and the times, 1980s, you know. It's just like crazy. Went through Ford Boulevard, Elementary, and then Griffith, and then Garfield. So it's not cool, you know. It's not cool at all.
Yes. So you and I, we were speaking about this issue earlier in the house and at the house, and you were saying something about prison. How I know we don't want to promote prison or anything like that, but when it comes down to the end of, like at the end of the day, let's say shit hits the fan, okay, the worst case scenario, right, and you end up in jail.
Yeah.
Who do you really? Who is he gonna have to back up? Norbeez and Tony, either one of them. At the end, I'm not saying, okay, again, I want to say it again. I'm not saying, oh, I'm basing everything on jail, but I'm just like, that's when shit gets real, right? Yeah. That's when shit gets real. So if they were in jail, who would they really do? Would they roll with the blacks?
No. They wouldn't have to roll with the blacks because he's not black. Politics from county jail and politics from prison, at the end of the day, they fall into a race. So it's designed to break us down. So even as much as we say, you know, this and that, you know, I have friends that are you know, that are black, that are Asian. Guatemalan, whatever. At the end of the day, when we all go through the system, the jail, once you hit it, the county, they'll tell you before you even lay your bed, hey homie, where you from? Are you a sureño? Are you a paisa? That's only two things that Mexicans have to face. Two things, either are you a paisa or a sureño. Now if you're other, that's a different story. But he's not another, so either he has to be a resident, a paisa, or a sureño. Or if he's Christian, but if he's Christian, he wouldn't be in there. But they just turn Christian there because they don't want no political problems. Well, what people don't know is that the politics is so big over anybody because it was designed for that. You stay with your kind and you stay with your kind, and that's it. You stay away from each other. It's crazy. That's a division, and that was brought upon the system classifying us. You know, when you go in there, they classify you. So if you tell them I'm a gang member, they'll put you with the gang members. Hey, if you don't do nothing, you just don't say nothing, and that's how it goes. That's crazy though.
Yeah, it's very, very crazy. I you know, like, again, I don't want to bring up jail or anything like that. It's just like, I'm just bringing up the worst case scenario where you will really have to, and I'm not trying to say that Tony needs to make a choice, blacks and Mexicans. I'm just saying that he could have had Norbeez back more. You know, he could have let Norbeez apologize, like you said, EastLos. Let him apologize and, you know, make amends and then keep going. Because at the end of the day, I mean, again, Norbeez has been having his back. And I know business is business and money is money and, you know, this and that. But not everything is money. Not everything is money. You actually live a more fulfilled life when you have real friendship in your life. Real people that have your back, support you. And things that are like, of like, soulful value kind of thing, you know. I think that's much more important than, oh, we're gonna go on tour, or, and I'm not saying, you know, this is what Tony is thinking, because I don't know what he's thinking, right? And again, I don't mean to talk bad about him or anything like that. I don't know, you know, that's not my thing here. My thing is that I feel very, very strong about the choice that was made. When nobody is perfect. So if he decided to use the word monkey, at the end of the day, again, we all know he didn't mean it that way. So why push him out of the way like that, or push him out like that? That seems like too harsh of a punishment. Maybe he could have had like a slap on the hand, or slap on the wrist, or whatever. Or you know what I'm saying? He apologized publicly, and that should have been enough. I think that should have been enough. That more than enough. It shows character out of Norbeez's side. It shows that he cares. So I just don't think it was a fair thing to do. And of course, life is not fair, blah, blah, blah. But if you have a friend, you know, friendship has to do with making mistakes and accepting your friends. And of course, that's not crazy shit, you know, but things that, if that's minor, you know, that's a very little thing for him to be cut off like that. To me, that is very, very, very crazy. And
what TC's trying to say, in other words, like, it was too quick of a decision. Shit should have been differently handled. Like casi, like, you almost say to go to court. Like, they didn't even have a trial. He didn't even have no fucking justice being done for him. He didn't even have, like, how they assigned you a fucking attorney. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was there to back him up. So, I mean, shit should have been handled different, that's all. And, you know what I'm saying, friendships do go a long way. Because there's always a lot of people that backstab you all the fucking time. And it doesn't matter in the music, in the pot game, in work, streets. It's everywhere they backstab you, and it's it feels fucked up when you the person that you expect for them to back you up, because you back them up, they don't back you up. I don't know. Then again, I don't know if Tony has received or did receive any like calls that could have been like, oh, I do feel for my life, or I fear for my life because they're sending death threats. We really don't know that. I mean, he could have helped us on taking a decision like that. Maybe it's the best that I could take him down, but at the end of the day, who doesn't receive death threats? Look at Eminem. He got death threats all the fucking time through his whole career, that if he blows up, they're gonna kill his ass and his wife and shit like that, bro. Like, so we supposed to be scared all the fucking time? Nah, homie, just like, if you ain't doing nothing wrong, you shouldn't worry about that. At the end of the day, I don't know. What do you think, TC?
Yeah, it was like an honest mistake, you know, like an honest mistake. And again, I kind of feel like it wasn't even a mistake, because he was just expressing himself. Yes, he used the word monkey, but we all know he didn't mean like racist black monkey. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, you black monkey. He didn't say that. He just said like monkey, like fucking chalanes. Yeah, like it wasn't that word. And it's like, again, I can't speak for Tony, but it seems like he's scared of cancel culture, or whoever is running the shots there seems like they have an issue with having a straight mind and really seeing the situation for what it is. Like, whoever he's doing business with and are complaining about this, they're exaggerating. They're being like drama queens kind of thing, you know? It's too much. Like, how can you run a business and be scared of these things? That makes no sense. If anything, it's actually giving more light to the situation, or bringing more attention to whatever he's going to be doing. Like they say, all publicity is good publicity. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't see it like something that can really like ruin Tony's career. And if that's where he finds himself out, thinking that his career is in danger, then he's doing business with the wrong people. You know what I mean? It seems like if those people are like that, they're that anal about things like this, they don't know how the world works now with social media and all this stuff. And I respect it. I respect the hustle of everybody, but it makes no sense. The world is a new world, you know, and these kind of mistakes happen all the time, or not mistakes, things get taken out of context. And like when Tony was online, he said that even Marvelous was getting calls and things like that. So I guess even Marvelous was complaining. Marvelous should have just brushed that shit off and say, fuck it, you know? That's my homeboy, the guy that fucking runs my show. You know what I'm saying, EastLos?
Yeah. Talking about the topic, it's just like about Marvelous Minds. He also received death threats from everybody, even in every podcast he was going. Why? Because he's from Maravilla. A lot of homies don't like Maravilla. But what little did they know that shit like that, they didn't go against the homie Marvelous Minds. They actually supported him. He did get a lot of hate, but at the same time he got a lot of rating for it. You know, people watched what he was saying. So a lot of people got the wrong idea of him, but he still got people to watch him because he was very interested on topics that he knew and he read about. He's very knowledgeable. So the shit that is occurring like that is I think Norbeez is a different story. You know what I'm saying? I guess they didn't clinch onto him that much for him to not like be bypassed and not be judged and shit like that. But other than that, you know, we just want to drop the topic about it and, you know, make it easier for people to think about what's going on with Norbeez and shit like that. We back him up too, you know. Same thing, we back up with Tony, and we back up Marvelous Mind. I do, you know.
Yes, of course, Norbeez, definitely. We backed him up, and I know Marvelous. He's been on the show and things like that. But I mean, not to talk shit or anything. Sometimes it just seems like he doesn't really want to be on the show, like the Tony A. the Wizards, because his way of thinking is like completely different than Tony. Tony likes to celebrate like holidays, and he likes to celebrate, you know, things that are not that don't match with what it is, or with Marvelous message kind of thing. If you see that sometimes he doesn't even want to drink, he doesn't want to celebrate like St. Patrick's Day and things like that. I thought it was so cool how Tony and Norbeez are wearing that Irish hat, or like that green hat for St. Patrick's Day. But Marvelous was like, nah, he didn't want to wear it. He was too cool. And I had talked to Marvelous, a couple of times. And I'm not trying to say any of this with disrespecting anybody at all. It's just constructive criticism. That's all. And I love every single one of them. I don't know them personally. I have talked to all of them. But again, it's just we just wanted to chime in on this. It's a hot topic, so we thought we would say something about it or have a reaction to it. Just so people can see or hear a different perspective. So, drop a comment if you guys agree, don't agree, whatever you guys think. We're here for you guys. We're down to have a conversation. So, again, follow us, comment, subscribe. This is the G Hour Rap and More. It's been a long time since we have done the show. We used to do it on GTV Online. It's a channel online that we used to work with. We actually did like video. Today we're not with them anymore. Not for any bad reasons. That we still have the doors open. If we want to go back, we'll go back. It's just that we have to like pay rent for the spot, because it's their equipment. They have a person that runs it, an IT guy. So we're pretty much like renting the spot. So today we just decided to do an audio, like a radio. I didn't want it to be TC the G Radio because this is not just TC the G. It's the G Hour Rap and More. TC the G with EastLos Giant. Both of us equally here. We both have something to say about this topic. But find us on our social media. EastLos goes by EastLos Giant. I go by TC the G. You can find us there. And much love and respect to everybody out there. EastLos, anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, and remember, always support your raza, your local vendors, everybody that is in the community. And if the communities that you have is in different races, well, you support them. At the end of the day, everybody has their own things going, like their people. I mean, raza should have their own people being supportive to us. So at the end of the day, we don't like racism. It goes on. That's real life. So stick to your kind, because that's who's gonna support you. And sometimes, once in a while, other people will support you. As long as you don't do the racism to other people, that's what this whole thing, changing the look at it and the perspective. And we out, and have a great weekend for all las madres que están allá celebrating, you know what I'm saying, with their kids or with their family, Have a great one for everyone. A todas las felices de las madres, man.
Yes, guys, and remember, I have my TC the G Radio episode, the first episode of season 3, coming this Wednesday at 12 p.m. I wanted to go live, but I think I'm just going to go live maybe on the last episode, so stay tuned. But as of now, I'm going to be getting up on Wednesday mornings, 9 a.m. I'm going to record, and I'm going to release it, or I'm going to set it up, schedule it to be released at 12. So please be on the lookout for that. Thank you so much for tuning in to the G Hour Rap and More. Que viva la raza. Puro Mexican power. Saludos. And we're out.